All right. Finally back in the United States after that. I think it was a great card last week. A lot of contested bouts. We had possibly the fight of the year with Nazim Sadikov and Mata. A lot of big things happened last week. Our lock parlay between me and Unk hit with a oral buy and Roundtree, a 50-45 and a first round finish. So that was plus 215 for you guys. Nice way to end that card. But now we move over to a pay per view. We have Ilya Topuria taking on Charles Oliveira for the vacant lightweight title, and then you have Alexandre Pantoja and Kai Kara France for the flyweight belt in the co-main event. So two championship bouts and a bunch of other ones that are contested, and we'll hop right into this one. The first fight of this card is two debut guys, short notice bout. We have Jackson and McVey and Christopher Ewert. McVey was supposed to be fighting Cedric Dumas, but I'm pretty sure he can't fight because he can't get his ankle monitor off. I'm serious too. That's what I heard. Not 100% on that, but
Yeah.
Jackson McVey.
You hear me better now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I wanted to ask, did you guys tape this fight right here?
Yeah, I taped both of them.
You taped both of them?
Yeah. Jackson, not Jackson. Chris Ewert. I don't. This dude got one of those chins. He reminds me like a Kelvin Gastelum type of chin. He takes a lot of damage to the body, and like he throws most of his shots like he's just trying to knock someone out. He's swinging a lot of big wide shots, haymakers. Not a lot of technicality on it, which could be fixed. You never know if he's been working on it, but a lot of wide shots. He's trying to brawl too. He's down to get into ugly fights. He's pretty green too. You don't really see him as a well-rounded technical guy. He just has that chin. He just likes to fight. And on the other side, you have McVey. He's a tall guy, lengthy. He's a little bit more technical. He throws like nice elbows, knees up the middle. Has a nice tie clinch. He has a bunch of nice front chokes. He has like a Bravo choke on his resume, a couple guillotines. But also like him, he's green too. Like the competition these guys are facing did not look good at all. They're like what 6-0, 7-0 around that range, both of them. The fight as a whole, it's just I just feel like the sloppiness from Ewert may be a problem. But I just see it McVey throwing a lot of shit up the middle and getting into clinches to limit like those big looping punches of Ewert. Ewert throws bombs, but he's not like technical, like I said. The thing is, I don't really know if he can get like knocked out because he was taking some bombs and he doesn't even look affected at all. Like he has one of those chin. I think he's Chilean or Peruvian. He has one of those block chins. And but McVey has a lot of sharp like front kicks and shit and knees, so I think he can hurt him to the body. The way that I'm probably gonna lean. This fight is like a 1 out of 5 confidence, obviously, because double debut. You don't know on short notice where these guys are at. You have to look at them on the scales. But I like McVey just because he's more technical, and he has more in his resume or more in his arsenal. I mean, in terms of like submissions and stuff. But I'm thinking about playing like a round 2 to start. That didn't come out yet. At least when I looked at the odds yesterday. But like I like the over 1.5. It's like plus 100 when I looked at it yesterday. I think that the double debut, these guys are gonna have some possible jitters. This guy possibly might not be able to get knocked out. This Ewert dude. And this McVey guy, yeah, he might, but he's more technical and he's tall. I don't know. I've never really seen him hurt. The fight's a pass in my opinion overall, but I'm probably leaning on some type of over at good money because they're expecting an early finish. Did you guys watch any on this fight?
Yeah, I'm taking either round 3 not to start or Jackson McVey spread because he's huge. He's like 6'4" and he knows how to use the clinch. He knows how to strike in the phone booth, which I preach on that it's been kind of an art form that's been lost along the way. That Ewert guy, like you said, he does have a granite chin, but he takes a lot of body damage. And McVey, of watching him being so tall, he utilizes striking like smaller opponents. Like I watched some tape. He fought some guy that was a football player for like Texas A&M. He just literally drilled the guy in the ribs a million fucking times with knees in the clinch until he put him out. I'm not saying that he puts Ewert out. Maybe Ewert puts him out with a big strike, but I don't think. See, I'm different. I'm indifferent because I don't think this sees the judges. So round 3 not to start on DraftKings is like minus 160, but I'm leaning over who wins the fight is McVey just because overall he's gigantic and he does have some like slick submit like BJJ that you wouldn't like think of for a guy being that big. So I just think that and he was already training to fight Dumas before the whole thing fell out with the ankle monitor. So I just think that him being the underdog is a good value pick. I did see Ewert. I think Ewert's path to victory would just to try to put pressure on, but I think McVey is one of them guys that is big enough and knows how to like use not only his length but also fighting in very close at a very good advantage. So I'm swaying with McVey on, but I don't think these guys are going to see the judges. I think the jitters are going to get somebody and someone's going to get clipped.
Yeah, I could see that. How do you feel about this Mo if you taped it?
What's it called? From the tape I watched, the value is on McVey 100%. Like I like the way the Chilean Christopher fights. Don't get me wrong. Like he's there to bring it. Like he wants to finish the fights, like Unc said. But I don't know, bro. I think McVey has the value with his grappling skills, with the height advantage, the reach advantage. The only way I really see Christopher who are winning this fight is by knockout.
All right. Just in time, actually, we got Hot Hand tuning in, so we'll go over to him.
My official pick for this is McVey money line plus 130. The value's on him.
All right.
I like McVey too. I like a under as well. I think McVey finds a finish.
You said you like the under. You think McVey finds a finish? All right. Yeah, this fight overall is not really one that.
Any of y'all talking right now?
No, my bad. I had myself muted, but I was still talking. But
I was like, damn, everyone's muted.
yeah, I repeated what you said. I was like, so that's how you feel, and then like no one answered, and I was like, oh, all right. But yeah, so we're pretty much all on McVey, but like I said, it's a pass. But this fight, it's whenever you get a fight like this, two debuts, and it's not a women's fight to start the card, I'm probably gonna throw some action in. So these guys are on the under. I don't know if it goes to judges. That's probably like the popular pick. I think that. Let me check the books right now because yesterday they didn't have lines for like this fight for the most part, but they might have a couple right now. So I'm gonna take a look on FanDuel at least. And I have Jackson McVey. Nope, nothing on FanDuel. Of course. Yeah, I was gonna look for like a round 2 to start. That's probably my play. I think that they'll get out of the first round and take their time. Over 1.5, also at plus money might be a look too. I don't know. That's kind of pushing it, but that's where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm leaning round 2 to start and over 1.5 and McVey money line. I think I'm gonna run with those. Like either the round 2 to start or the 1.5, depending on the odds. And then I'm also taking McVey money line. I think the value is on him 100%. But like you said though, Mike, Christopher Ewert can't be knocked out, bro. I was watching his fights, bro. But I do see a hole in his game when I was taping his fight with Aaron Chambers. Aaron Chambers was able to take him down and hold him down for like a good amount of time, and then he was able to get back to his feet. But Aaron Chambers was gassed down. He hit him with a shot to the body and dropped him.
Yeah.
But I don't see that happening to McVey, honestly.
Yeah, I can agree. Well, we'll move on from this bout, and we'll go over to another guy with a debut coming up, but against a solid veteran. And we have Alvin Hines taking on Diniz, and we're gonna look at this bout as like, all right, Hines is like the measurable prospect. He has good grappling. He's big. He fights often, very often. If you look at his numbers, like he's fighting multiple times a year, a lot of times a year. But he kind of got this bout pulled out of his ass. I feel like he didn't even like have the belt in LFA or anything, so he didn't really like get to that top level even on the regional scene. So I'm not quite sure. Obviously, the wrestler versus striker dynamic is obviously interesting in this fight because you got Diniz, who has been shown to be able to get taken down and then not really have great game getting back up um from a back like on his back position. So from a dog perspective, I don't really like Alvin Hines as a fighter. But if you're looking at maybe they're not dropped yet, which I'm surprised because the lines were out early for this card for a lot of fights. Maybe a takedown prop for Alvin Hines but I'm overall going with Diniz to find the chin. I think that Hines is kind of sloppy, slow on entry. He has that pressure, but I don't think he has the striking to back it up with a guy who has a reach advantage like Diniz in this one. We've seen him throw some strikes against more competent and more proven fighters. And unless Diniz or Alvin Hines can just repetitively spam takedowns and hold him down and win by crotch sniffing, which I'm not going to say is impossible, I'm going to side with Diniz to find the chin as my official prediction. How do you feel about it, Hot Hand?
Yeah, I think this one's easy money. I'm riding Denise. You could take his money line, KO/decision. I don't think Denise is gonna find the sub. I mean, it's possible with Hines being the grappler, so he shoots in, he jumps a guillotine or like a ninja choke of that nature, anything to kind of defend the takedown. But I think you would be safe with the knockout or decision prop. I think Hines, it's his UFC debut. He's facing a very patient striker. Diniz is very patient, which I do like about him. He doesn't rush in. He doesn't rely on power shots. He could stand there, tag you up, and then find the finish. So I like Diniz money line, especially against the debut cat. And if you look at his competition, he's coming off fucking fighting Tybura. So I mean that kind of speaks volume as Hines not one fight in the UFC. So do with that what you want, but I think Diniz is a lock.
All right. So, how do you feel about this, Unk?
All right, this is killing me because I coming into this, I thought Diniz was our guy. Like I'm like, oh, there's no way. Like we got it. You know what I mean? Then I went and I did all the tape and I looked everything up. Hines really believes in his mind that he's gonna replicate what Tybura did in the game plan and get Diniz on the ground and tire him out and just grapple him and everything else. Like I'm so torn because like everything in me tells me like yeah, Alvin Hines is this bum and like but he did just fight in April. I mean, he's somewhat ready. He was down the Waldo Costa that's fighting in the PFL tomorrow night. He was down in his training camp helping working on jiu-jitsu and wrestling and other type of stuff. And like oh man, like it kills me because I watched the interview, I heard him speak. Like it's just certain people that really really believe in themselves and have, different type of tools. And I watched the Diniz fight. Alvin Hines 100% in his mind believes that he's going to replicate what Tybura did and be able to get a win in that fashion. Do I think he can do that? No. Has crazier stuff happen? Yes. So I don't know, man. Like, oh god, everything in my body tells me like throw Diniz in a parlay or do something, but I may do a skip on this one after watching the tape and after hearing Hines's like he has a set plan of what he's trying to do, and he's trying to do exactly what Tybura did, and if he can to any way close resemblance and not gas out. And that's another thing he talked about: heavy cardio, heavy cardio, heavy cardio. Hines, heavy cardio. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Diniz 9 out of 10. Not Diniz 9 out of 10 times should win this fight, but like that got me moved. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Um, What I'm looking at this fight, I'm like, it looks like one of those live bouts. You see how shit's going on within the first 2 minutes, and then you make your read because you can probably get good value either way. But Mo, how do you feel about this bout? If you're still with us, I think he's out and about. Oh,
What'd
there
you
he is.
say?
I said, how do you feel about this Alvin Hines, Janata Diniz bout?
I'm taking Diniz by KO minus 160, and I'm hedging it with Diniz decision plus 450. And then I'm also thinking about like a double hedge with fucking Hines decision plus 950, just in case, like worst
I
comes
was
to
just
worst.
about to say that.
That's like
Yeah, I'm about to
that's
say
literally the
I'm
only
doing that.
possible way he wins, and plus 950 value
950.
is
Nine
crazy.
fifty is a snipe, Loki, because the only way that he wins is by decision, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So, like,
that's
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 a
that's what I'm
automatic
saying.
hedge for any Denise bet. That's probably an automatic hedge.
Yeah, I'm
I
taking
can't hear Mo when he's
Hines
talking.
decision.
What did he say?
Uh, can't hear him, but he just said that likes he likes Denise, and his hedge is gonna be the plus 900 Hines by decision.
All right, great pick. All right.
All right, so we'll move on to the next bout then. So pretty much everyone there on Denise, but we recognize that Hines grappling might be a problem. We go over this one. This one's gonna be quick. We're gonna go through this one. Jacob Smith, he has some power in his hand. They pull up the ghost of Nico Price. Uh, Sacrificial Lamb. He got knocked out by the corpse of Robbie Lawler in like 40 seconds. I just how I'm looking at it, an under 1.5. You can look at that. You can look at Jacob Smith round one knockout. I'd probably still juiced. Uh, can have
Honestly,
one.
the only thing I like for this fight is Jacoby Smith round one, round two, minus 280. That's like the only thing that seems like fair,
Yeah.
value wise.
One thing that I
I don't,
have
I don't.
One thing that I have that I like, I have it's a same game parlay on DraftKings. It's method of victory knockout, and like either fighter. Well, even if you add Smith, it doesn't change the odds. So like either fighter knockout, and then under 7.5 minutes. So under 1.5 rounds, uh, and knockout. That is minus 150. I think Nico Price gets finished in under seven and
What
a half.
what the odds doesn't change if you put Jacoby Smith money line in there too.
No, no, it doesn't change at all.
Damn.
Yeah, that's why I got Amy and Spike. That's like, so yeah, that's how I'm playing it. There's not much to do. Unk or Unk, how do you feel about it? And then Hot Hand, either of you, where you at, guys? Unk, you alive, bud? Hot Hand. Oh, we got crickets in here, I guess. Uh, Mo, you hear me? Here's Unk. I can't hear you, Unk.
Oh, I'm in
Oh,
with it too.
I
We're
can
all we're
I
all
can hear
on.
you.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I like that play way better than Jacoby Smith round one. You know what I mean? Because that's minus 150 itself. We might as well get the extra 2.5 minutes for the same odds.
What was it? I missed you guys. We went blank for a second on my end.
We agreed with your parlay and said that we should take your parlay with Jacoby Smith.
Yeah, because Jacoby Smith round one is also minus 150, and like your parlay has more value, the extra 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, but besides that, there's not really anything to play on this, so let's not waste much time, and we'll just go over to the next one. Uh, we got Terrence McKinney versus Vyacheslav Borshchev, or Slava Claus, and I'll let you start off this one with Unk.
Uh, all right. Well, I mean, fuck. So Terrence McKinney is the better wrestler, but he hasn't used it in a couple fights, and he has this tendency to like try to like go like round 1 and 2. I personally think Claus, even with his striking background and accolades that he does have, I mean, I don't think like I think the higher probability outcome would be McKinney wrestling if he got into a situation where he felt like he was being overwhelmed with strikes. And then once it's on the ground, I mean, I think it's McKinney's fight 100%. I think Claus would have to land KO. Like I can't even see him winning a decision just primarily off striking. But McKinney, like I said, has been like trying to just push these round and 1s and 2s. So the longer the fight goes, it might go in Claus's favor. But like my lean is McKinney to just like money line McKinney wins the fight. I mean, and that's what I'll end with. If he gets in trouble, he's gonna wrestle, and if it hits the mat, it's McKinney's fight to win.
All right, that sounds good. How do you feel about it, Mo?
I think McKinney's gonna destroy him in round 1 or round 2. But here's the but. McKinney is fucking plus 1,200 for a decision, and Claus rarely ever gets knocked out. Like, he's still never been knocked out, but he got dropped in his last fight by Chase Hooper, so that kind of scares me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he got done. He did get done really bad by Nazim Sadikov, though. Probably should have gotten finished.
He did just go 3 with Tom Nolan, though, who ain't too bad on the feet.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And on the ground, too.
That's what I'm saying. For this fight, my main pick is round 2 to start plus 105.
Yep, that's on my note sheet too, Mo.
Yeah, that's my main pick. The value is there.
Plus 105.
I think what's his name? Claus's chin is still amazing. Honestly, I think Terrence McKinney wins this fight by submission, if you want me to be completely honest with you. Second round.
I like that round 2 to start, and I also have one. Us here at Gems, we play around with the DraftKings minute props a lot. And if you do over 2.5 minutes and then under 12.5 minutes, so over a half round and under 2.5 rounds, you get that at minus 130. So I think that fight might go over 2.5 minutes, and if McKinney's getting to finish, it's going to be before the third round.
Yeah, what's it called? I was gonna say, Mike, that over half round is minus 300, so that's like one of the best parlay pieces of the night.
Yeah, that over 2.5 minutes.
No,
over 2.5 minutes.
Over 0.5 round.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You have minutes wise. My bad.
Well, I have both, but when you mess with the shit on DraftKings, where we have it, if you use the minutes or the second props, you get slightly better odds on the play.
Okay.
That's why we were always fucking around with the seconds and minutes, because it gets you like that, a little like 10 or 20 on top of your odds, and that adds up long term. But HotHand, how do you feel about this bout?
I mean, I'm mixed. I feel like if the fight goes to the ground, McKinney's gonna sub Borshchev. But on the feet, I think Borshchev's gonna be the crisper striker. But I mean, McKinney's a crash out. He's seen the third round once, and that was years and years and years ago. And literally all of his wins and losses,
in
he
18 fights in the UFC, by the way.
Yeah. So I mean, I like a under. I mean, I do like the over 0.5, as you guys said too. Round 2 to start plus money is also nice, but I definitely don't think this shit is seeing the judges. So you could do a under 1.5, under 2.5, whatever, and then you could do both of them by decision and hedge it. More than likely McKinney though, because I don't think Borshchev is that good. I mean, Chase Hooper held him to like 5 strikes landed, so
Chase
that
Hooper
kind of
dropped
says
him.
something.
Yeah. Chase Hooper, I just
Chase Hooper's a demon, bro.
Yeah, he got it, but that was pre-striking Chase Hooper, bro. Whatever I'm thinking about with this fight is, so I was torn for a while watching the film in this fight, and it's just like I watched both of their fights with Sadikov, and it's just like Terrence McKinney obviously has the grappling advantage, Slavoclaws doesn't have bad hips though. Like Tom Noland, as we were just saying, he had a competitive fight. He lost, obviously, but went the distance with him, with the guy who had some really good grappling, good striking on the feet. And I don't know, Borshchev didn't look like absolutely dismantled in that fight. And he has some really crisp combinations, and Terrence McKinney, if they went long term in this fight, over like 7.5 minutes, getting over that, like, you're leaning the kickboxer and the striking combinations, but I just feel like McKinney, I feel like the whole first round narrative is getting a little bit overplayed here with like his gas tank. Like, who's to say he can't just wrestle? Like he usually ends in the first round. But who's to say he can't survive? And like Slavoclaws doesn't look like he has a phenomenal. Like, he has a good tank, like average tank. Doesn't look like he's not a cardio demon. So he's gonna be there in the third round. But he's
I can tell you, he definitely has good cardio though.
yeah,
for
good
sure.
cardio, but nothing that's like a Marab or like someone that's gonna
No.
kill you with his cardio. So it's just like if
Listen, all I can say is about this fight is that if we see the fight go into round 3, like say round 3 is starting and it's not a clear 2-0 McKinney, we have to live bet Slavoclaws 100%.
Yes, live betting last week for a UFC Baku, we were absolutely slaughtering. So like a lot of the time that's where the
judges,
value.
they robbed Kunev.
Wait, what? Oh, for Kuniev.
Yeah, bro, they robbed him.
They robbed me, honestly. Fuck Kuniev, right. They robbed me.
Don't get Mo started. We gotta keep it pace. But we're all I'm pretty sure we all touched on this fight. So it's kind of mixed up here. Most of us are on McKinney to get the finish early, but we also acknowledge that Vyacheslav Borshchev be there in the later rounds if shit doesn't go McKinney's way early, and has crisp striking to at least score on the judges somewhat. So maybe round 2 to start, the over half round is a parlay piece. That's how you can attack this fight. You can
and McKinney money line has value. It's been like at minus 210, and it's like at minus 166 right now. I think there's value on that minus 166. Honestly,
I'm personally leaning for like my official pick on Terrence McKinney by submission. I could see it happening by TKO ground and pound, but I could see him locking in something to choke. Because we've seen Vyacheslav, he hasn't been done too foul, and yeah, everyone gets subbed by Chase Hooper, but you've seen him getting put in some bad spots on the ground, so I think McKinney could get him out of there. But it's not a max confident play. I'd probably say like 3 out of 5 moderate confidence on McKinney. Well, we'll keep this going. For the only girls fight of the night. Got Tracy Cortez and Vivian Araujo. I'm butchering that, but you wanna run it first, Mo?
Sure. Honestly, I think the value is on the dog here, 100 million trillion %. Keep it a buck with you. I love Tracy Cortez, but I'm not letting her sexy ass sway me from my money. You know what I mean? Vivian Aurelio, I saw her fight live in Madison Square Garden, her last fight. When she fought Green Silva. Yup. And Silva was a fucking huge favor. She was like minus 450, minus 500. And during the fight, I'm over here. I'm about to live bet this bitch Corrine Silva minus 300 for like $3,000. And I'm over here like, nah, why would I do that? This bitch is fucking her up right now. You know what I mean? So after that, like, Vivian Aurelio changed my mind completely. I taped this fight, and I just think Vivian Aurelio, she's way more skilled, honestly. Don't get me wrong, Tracy Cortez could probably, like, hold her down, like, a good amount of the fight, but I think that's Tracy Cortez's only path to victory is crotch sniffing her.
Yeah, I did minimal tape on this. I did watch
I don't have a pick on this fight. Like, I'm not betting on this fight, by the way, but I do think the value is on the dog here, 1,000,000%.
Yeah, I feel like the fight's closer to an even line than what it is. Cortez, it's like this fight is something that I really am probably not going to bet on. I'm going to bet on this live. That's exactly how I'm going to attack this fight. Gonna have to see what they're looking like in the cage and on the scales. Unc loves his women's fight, so I know he has something up for this one.
Neither one has ever had a finish. Neither one's never had a finish. They're all unanimous decisions or split decisions. Every single one. The both of them. So the fight to be won by split decision, yes, is plus 250. The fight to be won by unanimous decision is minus 250. I'm a numbers guy. I'm going to figure something out at one of those two things makes me some money. But neither one's going to finish the other one, and it's going to go to a decision.
You could probably fuck around with a spread on the side of a Araujo. I'm going to look at the line right now on DraftKings. You get a plus 3.5 at minus 180, which is less juice than I thought it would be, to be honest, considering that this fight is over 2.5 at minus 720. So you would assume that the spread would be juiced up, but I guess they're thinking Cortez could 30-27er. If you're moving around the spread lines and you get the plus 7.5, plus 7.5 minus 450, a little bit out of the range, but you can make that work. And then you got a plus 5.5. You're getting minus 255. That's a moderate parlay piece right there. So it's dog or pass overall from me in this fight. I'm not gonna. It's a live bet in my opinion. If you can get some good value on either Tracy Cortez losing the first round, still looking good, or Araujo keeping it close. Because you know when these big dogs, they keep it close in these fights and they're low-key losing rounds, but it's close enough that it could be split. The odds go crazy on FanDuel. You're getting guys at like plus 500, or women in this case, plus 500, plus 600, and it's 1-1 going into the third round. So like you could low-key get an opportunity like that in this fight. Other than that, Hot Hand, I think you're the last one up on your opinion on this bout.
I ain't touching shit. I don't really like it. I wasn't a fan of Vivian. I bet Silva for their last fight, and then she just beat the shit out of Silva, so I was kind of pissed. I don't really see anything here. I don't like either of them. I think Cortez is either going to maul the fuck out of her or it's going to be a split decision. We'll see sloppy striking, and then they'll go into like the grappling. We'll get scrambles, one reverses the other, and then it's a close split decision, which goes either way. But I think a over is guaranteed. The odds are probably chopped as fuck for that, so I wouldn't even
Yeah,
say
the over two and a
realistically
half.
bet it.
Over 2.5 is like minus 700.
Yeah, fuck no. So I would honestly just say sit this one out, or if you're looking to live bet, but I'm not touching no girls' fights on this card, honestly.
Yeah, I think this might be the only one. But besides that, you heard what we said. Dog or pass. We'll keep it going, and we'll look at the next bout of the night. And we got an interesting one. I'm excited for this fight. I think it can go either way. I was torn watching film in this one, and I was just like, damn. Uh, I feel like the dog here feels forced, but I don't really see anything that's telling me otherwise. I like Delgado from a striking perspective. He has great reach. Like he's a solid guy. He has good combinations. But you've seen him be controlled. He does have a pretty good guard, but you've seen him be controlled before. Hyder Mill, relentless pressure. I'm not sure he can get knocked out. I think Hyder Mill is one of those guys. I don't know if he can get knocked out either. And if he can't, I don't know if it's going to be from Jose Delgado. Maybe with a Chris combination, but that's low confidence for me to say that would happen. I'm just looking at the bout, and I'm just like, when you're looking at when you come down to the result of the fight, how do you think Delgado's going to win? Like Amil is going to be up in his face and not really like most of the fighters that Delgado's fighting. Delgado's usually fighting guys that are waiting, that are standing right there, letting Delgado get into his flow state with the kickboxing, get into all of his tools, getting his range. Hyder Amil is like the opposite of that. He's on your head, like he's pushing, he's eating through any shots you're given, and even if he's getting sloppy and he's getting punched on, he's still pushing relentless pace on you. So um, Delgado could capitalize and win a decision at the end, maybe by Emil getting sloppy, but I don't really see him knocking out a Mill. Uh, like it's like a 50-50 on me who's gonna win a decision, but I'm probably gonna lead the guy who has the better offensive wrestling. So, and if it's not 50-50 on the odds, you're getting more value with Hyder Amil here. So I probably have to side with him as a dog. But my play probably would be the plus 7.5 alt line. It's minus 155, so that's a good value for him only winning one round of one card. I'd like that all the way up to the plus 3.5, around minus 120. And then another one I was looking at, Hyder Amil knockout only money line. You never know if you see another 30-piece combination like he did to the Korean Tiger. You never know. Jose Delgado, his loss, I watched his loss, and he was controlled the whole fight by this. But the dude's 11-2, but he hasn't had any fights at a legitimate level besides regional. So, uh, I've seen his weaknesses before. Hyder was a decent offensive wrestler. I'm not sure that's going to be the game plan, but I'll take him on the plus 7.5 spread or knockout only money line at plus 100 any day of the week. How do you feel about that one, Mo? Or Unk?
I'll just hop in, fuck it.
All
But
right.
I like Hyder Amil based on the value. He was an underdog in both of his previous fights, which he won. I think Hyder Amil showed that he has the pace, even with his crazy volume, and he has the fucking the power. So he's throwing power strikes. He isn't getting tired. He's pushing pace. He's a better wrestler. He's more aggressive. I like that a lot. I think for plus money, once again, for the third time in a row, I'm a definitely lean him. I do like under as well. I think Hyder Amil's pressure could get him caught. Delgado is a finisher, 9 wins, all by finish. So I may play an under, or it's looking like a Mill money line.
Hyder Amil. I got Hyder Amil money line, and if live, and it's not a flash knockout, I'll bet Jose Delgado whatever live. But I watched the tape, and I don't see. I watched the tape on both of them. Hyder Amil is gonna probably win by knockout, is what I'm seeing.
Mo, if you're with us, how do you feel about this one? I got it.
I think I think I think Delgado is levels above Hyder, but like you said, he hasn't fought somebody that pressures like Amil, and Amil is still undefeated, and he's proven us why he's undefeated multiple times already, 2 or 3 times. Even though I think he lost that Gomez fight and cost me fucking like $8,000 in that one fight, I still think he has value as a dog here. If this fight was a pick'em, I would be taking Delgado 100%. But I don't like the minus 170 line, so I'm thinking Hyder money line. But don't be surprised if Delgado wins because Delgado is a fucking monster.
I agree. I would not be surprised in the slightest.
Yeah, I just don't like the minus 170 line. I feel like he's more of like a minus 130. You know what I mean?
All right, we'll move on to the next bout.
Oh, also, my bad, guys. Before we get off this fight, I also like this fight to go the distance.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that play too when I was looking at it. I think I have that in my notes. Let me look up I have the plus 7.5, but that was contingent on the fact that I don't think Hyder Mel could get knocked out. I think he could because Jose Delgado has good combinations, but nothing has shown me that the strikes. Like I've seen him take some pretty huge strikes, and he did not look phased. I think he has a really good chin. It's gonna take some on the button shit, which Delgado might possess that type of precision, but we'll move on from that one. And we'll go over to RoboCop versus Jack Hermansson. This one also I was a little bit torn on looking at the film. It's just Jack Hermansson always comes out the cut and beats him one. Like, he's a staple. He has good cardio, good wrestling, his underrated striking. I could see Jack coming out here and getting absolutely disintegrated, though. Like, he got dropped by Marvin Vettori. He's the only knockdown that Marvin Vettori has ever had in his UFC career. He also has been hurt. Like, he's been hurt on multiple occasions before. I think that RoboCop, with the 3 rounds now, I think he can at least store 2. The grappling does worry me with Hermansson, but when I'm looking at the overall slate of the fight, I'm just like, it's gonna be knockout probably by by RoboCop. I'm looking at what I have for the lines here. Rodrigues is like around -220, so that's like pushing it a little bit past where I want it to be. I think I'd like it at like -175. I think it was at that before I missed the value. But if you're taking it, I like the Hermansson decision / Rodrigues knockout method double chance on DraftKings -165. So that's one way to play it. Cause if you get held with Jack Hermansson wrestling RoboCop, you get the decision, and then if you get Rodrigues knockout, which is probably the most likely outcome of the fight as well, you get covered. You don't get covered on a Rodrigues decision, but that's a less likely outcome in my opinion. I remember talking to you about this earlier. How do you feel about it?
I was gonna say, please let me go. Please let me spin on this. Jack Hermansson, for my whole MMA following, I was such a big follower on this guy years ago, and I thought he was gonna be a champion around the same time when Darren Till was, tearing shit up. I thought they were gonna clash at some point. And Jack Hermansson, crazy cardio, good in and out movement, good lateral movement, has good 1s and 2s, 3, 4s, combinations. The jiu-jitsu, especially when you hit the ground, I think he has a leg lock submission over Gastelum, which is kind of crazy. But dude, every single time he fights someone that has any type of pop, he folds like a fucking stack of bricks, man. Guy loses me my every single time. I bet Jack Hermansson against somebody that has any type of punching power, thinking, nah, man, not again. This ain't gonna be this not gonna be the same thing. And every time Jack Hermansson fights anyone with any punching power, he gets clipped 2 to 3 times, and he crumbles like a sack of potatoes, dude, and gets bopped. When he fought, RoboCop just fought Cannonier and survived how many rounds, right? Cannonier really had to beat the living daylights out of him to get that shit stopped. Cannonier literally hit Jack 4 times and put him on skates and put him out. And then that was back in 2019. There's been so many times past that where Jack fights some guy that has some type of power and he can't do shit. So I have no more faith in Jack Hermansson fighting guys that are somewhat athletic and have punching power. So I think Gregory Rodrigues knocks him the hell out, or I'll take the long shot on Jack Hermansson decision. But I'm more than confident that Jack Hermansson is not going to last 3 rounds with the power of RoboCop.
Yeah. I will note though, Hermansson did survive Joe Pyfer, who has some power and athleticism. That is someone he did beat. So that aged well. But Hot Hand, how do you feel about this bout?
I'm big on RoboCop because this is only a 3-round bout. If it was 5, 100% Hermansson. I remember very vividly RoboCop and Cannonier. Yeah, I knew it was the 5-round. I said if Cannonier survives round 1, look for a live bet. Cannonier gets wobbled late. RoboCop puts a fucking 30-piece combo on him to end the round. Plus 400. I put 4 units on it. Fucking Cannonier live. And then RoboCop gassed and Cannonier knocked him out. I think with this being 3 rounds, Rodrigues is gonna be able to easily win rounds 1 and 2. I don't really see a threat from Hermansson until later in the fight, which I don't think RoboCop is getting finished by Hermansson. So I think RoboCop is very live for KO in round 1 and 2. And if he doesn't get the knockout early, I think he's going to win a decision because his activity in rounds 1 and 2.
Mo, what's your read on this bout? Can't hear him. Can you hear him? Anyone besides? Am I the only one who's deaf?
Nah, I can't hear him.
I can't hear him.
All right, Mo. Hold that thought. I guess we'll get back to you. Can't hear us. Can't hear a whisper, bro. And I know you're outside right now. Well, it's our break anyway. So if you can fix that. Yeah, obviously, per usual, this is brought to you by the Fade Factory and MMA Gems, which is our premium section. MMA Gems is our premium only fights on there. The rest of the cord, the Fade Factory is 100% free. They have a university section. We do tournaments, challenges, giveaways, multiple cappers in niche sports like college lacrosse, esports, table tennis, legitimate table tennis too, not just guessing. These guys are, we got legit people in our cord. That's all free. You might as well just join in. Link in the description of this video, and then not trying to coerce you into buying anything, but you hear the knowledge that we're spewing in these videos. It's getting spewed a little bit deeper in the gem section, so make sure to get that into your plans. $10 a month. You're looking over at Home of Fights with Matty Betts. They're negative, most of these cards. I'm not, no shade, I guess, but they're negative, most of these cards. And they're charging you $25 a week. $25 a week for negative people. And a bunch of free people that are getting recycled in and out that aren't good either. Like, make smart choices. $25 for a week of trash picks, or $25 for 3 months of documented, quality, long-term, profitable picks. The choice is yours. It's the price of lunch for a month too. We'll get into the main card. We'll start off with
Get Mo back in. Get Mo back in. He's back.
oh he's oh I got a request him. I got you right now. I just sent the invite to speak now.
Hello?
Yeah. What do you
You guys
get?
hear me better now? I was home.
Yeah.
I just got home like 15
No,
minutes
we
ago.
hear you now. We
So,
didn't hear you at all before. We're just at the Greg Rodrigues, Jack Hermansson. You can go back to that. You're the only one on
like
that.
I said, initially looking at this fight, I thought RoboCop was a lock, but when you take a deep dive into it, you could tell that he's not. You know what I mean? But I'm still taking RoboCop to win this fight by money line because I don't know how he's gonna do it. I just know he's gonna win. But I could definitely see this fight going the distance. You know what I mean? I like the over 2.5 minus 140. It's not a bad play. But like I think it was he was saying, Jack fucking folds whenever he fights anybody with power, minus that Joe Pyfer fight because it went to the fifth, like it went 5 rounds, and that was Joe Pyfer's first 5-round fight. So he was like obviously trying to preserve his stamina and shit. But that clearly didn't work out. So I don't know, bro. I think looking at RoboCop's resume, he's fought people with similar styles to Jack, and I think he gets the job done like he has before.
Yep.
But a good hedge piece is Jack Hermansson. The decision. Let me tell you what the odds on that is right now.
Yeah, that's a great play regardless of the spread.
That shit is only plus 300, so they already know that's the only way he's winning
Yeah,
because
for sure.
knockout is plus 1,000, submission is plus 1,800. So honestly,
Knockout.
even better pick is money line decision only. Jack Hermansson is plus 100.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's a great pick right there. Void the bet void if it doesn't go to decision.
Yeah, I like that a lot actually.
RoboCop is definitely live for a knockout, 100%.
We'll go to the main card now. We got another interesting fight. I like it. It's a striker's delight, possibly. We got Felipe Lima versus Peyton Talbott. Talbott coming off a disappointing loss to Randy Barcelos. I guess the loss kind of aged well. It depends how much you value the corpse of Cody Garbrandt. But Peyton Talbott got out wrestled, just got gripped up against Randy Barcelos. His pressure We said in the weigh-ins, I remember before that Talbot fight, because we did a live stream, and we were like that Randy Barcelos looked like he came straight out the favelas, like looked like a demon. But he didn't look the same way against Cody Garbrandt, but he looked like a demon before the Talbot fight. But I don't know. This fight is close. I don't know. It's closer to the even line, I think. Felipe Lima does have the submission upside, and he does shoot for a lot of awkward like front chokes, and he'll shoot for a lot of shit aggressively for submissions. But is he going to be able to employ the same amount of clinch work and grappling up against the fence and relentless pressure that Raoni Barcelos was able to? Because let's not hate on Raoni Barcelos. He's a former national Brazilian wrestling champion. I think he's a second or third degree black belt, so he has some legitimate credentials, way more than Felipe Lima. Um, but you're gonna probably think that Felipe Lima's gonna match his game plan, and if he doesn't, I think if they keep this on the feet and Felipe Lima tries to put on a show, which he's done in the regional scene, I think Talbot might be able to find a shot. Realistically, I think he's the better striker. He has the height advantage. He's better with range, and Felipe Lima relies a lot on low kicks, and he's gonna be reaching for that low kick. I could see that overhand for Talbot landing. But at the same time, if Felipe Lima is able to employ his grappling game, get this to the mat, start shooting submissions, he has a good chance of getting this fight over with either some wicked ground and pound, like mounted or body lock or something, or a submission because he has some in his arsenal. It's just the odds here. I feel like it's closer to 50-50. I think that Peyton Talbot, Randy Barcelos is way stronger than Felipe Lima and way more relentless with his grappling pressure and knows more tricks to get people to the mat. I've seen Felipe Lima in some close brawls on the regional scene. And I don't know. I think he gets sloppy and leaves his hands down a lot in exchanges. I'm gonna have to lean. I hate to say, I don't really like Peyton Talbot. I'm gonna have to lean Peyton Talbot as a dog here at these odds at plus 150 and rising up. I'm pretty sure. Um, I just think that if he could stop the takedowns, I think he'll be able to land the bigger and more important strikes in this one. How do you feel about this, Unc?
Honestly, I'm not the right person to speak about this one because
I got you guys.
yeah,
First,
I think Talbot's the better athlete, and I think that he should win the fight. But I think Felipe Lima can easily win, and I'm not the I don't know.
Who's your official
I'm
prediction,
torn.
though?
Someone else.
Who's your official
better-
I
prediction?
got you guys. Listen, this fight is supposed to be 50-50, 100%, but I'm assuming that the odds makers they're assuming that Felipe Lima's game plan is going to be the same as Barcelos, but like Mike said, bro, Barcelos is a fucking a Brazilian wrestling champion, second degree black belt. You know what I mean? Like that guy is a problem, bro. Everybody doubts him. I know he just fucking made me lose some money on Cody Garbrandt, but it was what he won that shit. I'll take that loss on the chin, bro. You know what I mean? Like that was a great fucking victory the way he pulled out in third round.
Yeah.
But like I want to say, bro, this fight is dead ass 50-50, and I fucking faded Felipe Lima before against Naimov in his debut. And ever since then, like I've been so high on Felipe Lima because the way he got that submission in round 3 was fucking crazy. He would have lost that fight in my opinion. But Peyton Talbot, he's usually fucking minus 1,600, minus 1,800, minus 1,200. To see him at a plus 150, it feels like a gift. You know what I mean? So, if I'm thinking about live betting this. The only play I'm gonna take on this fight is I'm gonna parlay Talbot and Hyder Amil for plus 600. I think those are the two most valuable dogs on this entire
I
card,
said the
and
same
I feel
thing,
like that has a great chance of hitting.
right? Yeah, Unc. Didn't I say in the chat, or both of you guys actually, in our group chat we have on Snapchat, I was like, we were talking about our gem dog, and I was like, a Miller Talbot. I think he'll get to it after, obviously, we go, but he's leaning Lima, I'm pretty sure. But we were just
Well, I'm
talking about
leaning
it.
Lima too. Like if I'm taking
Yeah,
a straight bet, I would want to take Lima just because he has the grappling edge. But we don't know if he's going to implement that, and even if he does implement it, we don't know if it's going to work.
yeah,
So I want to live bet somebody. Like I'd
yeah,
rather
this
live
too.
bet Felipe
A
Lima like
lot
at
of
a
these
minus
fights,
120.
a lot of these fights, you get to feel it out the first couple seconds who's going to be able to maintain the distance. You see it, Felipe Lima, if he looks weak on the takedown attempts against Payne Talbot, because Talbot's not small. He's has 4 inches of height on this. So I don't know. I'm going to lean Talbot with my official prediction. I know that people are on Lima, but Mo just went. Unk doesn't want to speak. Hot hand, hop up.
I mean, yeah, this one's very iffy. I was on Lima. I mean, probably because I just seen him training in up in Stockholm. But I think Lima he's more of a dog. Like he has that dog in him. He's gonna brawl more. He could take him more on the chin. But I think Talbot is just quicker and has like that more knockout power and is more flashy and but I think Lima has the wrestling edge, so it could go every way. Now we just seen Talbot get held down for 3 rounds, but I don't think Lima has that ability to take Talbot down just based off how good of an athlete Talbot is. I forget what fight it was, but someone was on a single leg shot and they elevated, and he literally did a backflip out of it. Like as a wrestler, that is the craziest shit you could do as a defense move to a fucking single leg shot. So I think
Yeah,
I think Talbot I think Talbot's striking is better than Lima. I think he's going to have the edge. He's the bigger fighter, and with him being bigger and more athletic, I think he's going to be able to stuff the takedowns for the most part. So I do like Talbot's plus 150 as a dog, but I do like his spread even more because I think this fight is going to be close. Or I do like a over.
Actually, I forgot to say what I have on my notes. Oh shit, I didn't even write it down. I think I was looking at because you said the over.
Fuck you, Mahmoud.
It reminded me that I liked the under. I'm not gonna lie, because when I'm looking at this fight as I could see it going either way, obviously, but I think the under is plus 140 or the not to go the distance is plus 140. And when I look at it, I'm like Felipe Lima might be able to get a submission in this fight, the ground and pound finish, and also Talbot might be able to find the shot. So I feel like the the probability added up, I feel like it's better or closer to 50-50 than plus 140 on it not going the distance. I think it's a nice value play. Take the under here with both of these guys are finishers. It could be
Wait, what's the odds on that?
I think the not to go the distance was plus 140 last time I checked. I'm gonna check right now. I'm pull them up on FanDuel right now.
If that play is plus money, that's a great value play.
It was last time I checked. I'm gonna just pull up the exact line right now. Not to go the distance is plus 118. Under
So
under two and a
flip.
it was under 2.5. Under 2.5 plus 150.
Nah, I would want to be safe here.
Yeah, I said the same thing when I looked at it because I was like, I could see one of these guys getting finished late.
Yeah, me too, 100%.
Yeah, so I think the value is there. I could see it going either way though. Like I could see obviously these guys having a kickboxing fight.
Listen, bottom line is there's money to be made in this fight. You know what I mean? We're gonna figure it out the day of the fight, most likely with a live bet, because this is like a fight where we would have to live bet unless you're just taking the underdog value. You know what I mean? Minus 180 for Lima in this fight is a little steep. Even though I do think he wins.
Yeah. I'm Unk. Now that you've gathered yourself, let's hear your actual prediction for this bout.
I think Peyton Talbot is live as a dog because, like, I've seen the tape and I think he's the more athletic and like he should win. Like, if they fight 10 times, I think he should win 9 times. But Philip Lima Lima's just like, I don't know, man. He's just got that like you said, that toughness and that like if you told me who walks into like a fist fight, like take MMA out of it, I think Felipe Lima is winning the fist fight. But Peyton Talbot has the rest. And I don't know, I never seen the clip of him being put in a single leg and getting high crotched and doing a backflip out of it. But I did see last fight him getting held down on the ground the whole time. And due to the fact that I don't think Felipe, I keep saying Philip. I'm Felipe Lima. I don't think that he can hold him down like that. So I don't know. My official prediction is Peyton Talbot spread at plus 3.5 because I think it would go decision or Peyton Talbot would knock Felipe Lima out before he would get knocked out himself. Because I think he would start like panic wrestling and all types of other stuff to make it for him not to get finished. So Peyton Talbot spread.
So we're all pretty much it's split up a bit.
I'm not very confident.
Nah, yo, for somebody who didn't want to put a pick on this, that's probably the best pick I've heard from all of us so far.
What?
That's a great value pick.
Yeah, Hot Hand said that too.
I didn't even hit that. Oh damn, bro! What the fuck? Mine plus 3.5 is minus 180, bro.
What happened? Who?
Plus 3.5 for Talbot is minus 180.
Damn, that moved because it was like minus 155 before when I looked at it. So yeah, there's definitely getting some action on there.
70 on DK. Yeah. 70 on DK.
That's good odds then. Cause I forgot DK has spreads too, or Bet MGM or Bet 365 has spreads now. We'll move on from this fight.
Damn, I feel like a good ass parlay piece is Talbot plus 7.5.
What is that? Like plus or minus 200?
Minus 300 for plus 7.5.
I could see him getting sub though. I could see it in the realm of
possibility. I could see him getting sub late, honestly.
So I don't know. It could be a parlay piece, but I don't know about the odds of minus 300. That's like 75% implied probability. Do I think that's gonna happen that much? Plus 7.5. I don't know. I kind of like the under more than I like the over in this fight. I don't hate it. That's from my perspective, though. I could see where you guys are coming from. But we'll move on from this fight, and we'll go over to Renato Moicano and Beneil Dariush. I know, take the floor first, and I'm just gonna mute
my brother. Moicano wants money, my brother. Listen, my brother. This fight all comes down to the jiu-jitsu and who uses the movement better, laterally, perpendicularly, however you want to move. It comes down to the movement and the jiu-jitsu. The better jiu-jitsu is Moicano. It's like, you ever see turtle in a tree? No. You never see Dariush win either. Moicano's going to outstrike him, and Dariush is going to try to press him and try to top pressure him. And Moicano's hips are too slick, and he's going to catch him in a sub, or he'll beat him up on his feet. If Benny Dariush can really close the pocket, bro, and put that power hammer right that he got in that one fight clip highlight like 7 years ago that people are still talking about, if he can do that again, great. You're talking a Muay Thai fight, though? Moicano clips him in that. Teep kicks, elbows, in the clinch, the plum, everything. And then jiu-jitsu, don't even get me started. So Benny Dariush either has to literally top pressure him and grind him and use part sambo, part wrestling, and do the where you punch in the head and then pull the arm and then punch in the gut and do that thing, or he gets that one-off power punch from 7 years ago. But my boy Money Moicano has this all day.
I knew you'd have that spill. I ran back the tape after we had that conversation just to get a clear mind on it. I actually watched it 20 minutes before recording this video. And this fight is close, but I just feel like if it comes, I feel like the striking advantage is going to go to Moicano. I feel like the cardio advantage is going to Dariush, which might pay dividends in the third round. I think it's going to be a very close fight. I think it's going the distance. I think if the finish potential is on Moicano, of course. He has the sharper elbows. He has some wicked ground and pound. He has a bunch of submission threats and everything. But Dariush is pretty skilled on the ground to not get caught up in a submission, I think. I could see it, but not highly likely in my opinion. If you're looking at like the finish only money line, you can get Renato Moicano at minus 160. So I think that's a realistic parlay piece. I don't see him getting finished by Beneil Dariush in this one, unless it's like him dead late third round, like TKO, like he has no energy, he dumped the whole tank. That's the only way I could see it. But I don't know. I think Beneil Dariush is past his time. I don't. He has been fighting top comp, but he hasn't really performed well in a long time. I was watching the Gamrot fight. I don't even know if he won that fight. If I look back, did he win the Gamrot fight? Anyone who watched that, it was a close fight, but I think he lost.
I didn't watch.
I mean, in my opinion, I don't think he won the fight, but on the scorecard he did.
Oh yeah, well that was a close fight, and Gamrot's not really a striker, so I don't know. But Neil Dariush has some good wrestling. He was clinching up on. It's another close 50-50 fight. I'm probably gonna lean with. Shit, man, I gotta pick swap again. I'm over here. I don't even know who to pick in this one. Pass. Like I need a moment to collect myself and hear some of your guys' arguments to make me teeter off the edge. So, how do you feel about this one, Mo? Mo. I don't know if he's there. All right, Hot Hand, take over.
Please, someone talk, please.
Yeah, so like about I think they're literally exact replicas of each other. Both 5'10", 5'11", 36 years old, 72-inch reach. Like their significant strikes landed, significant strike accuracy, takedown average, takedown accuracy. Everything is very, very similar between these two. And oftentimes when you get two grapplers, you see a striking bout. One
Oh
thing I
yeah,
do
this is
like.
gonna be a stand-up fight.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. I think I there's a bunch of lines I like. I like overs on strikes. I like Dariush under one takedown, which is plus money. I honestly do not think that they're gonna try to go to the ground. And if Dariush shoots, I feel Moicano is gonna have BJJ pressure and maybe try and grip up a neck where Dariush kind of avoids the takedown then and kind of backs out of it. But I do think they're gonna stand and bang. My final prediction is Dariush. I'm not very confident on that. I do like Dariush by decision. I think it's going to be a very, very close bout, but I think it's just going to be a stand-up battle and maybe like clinching on the cage at most. I don't see it going to the ground though.
Hold up. They dropped some of these takedown lines, so I want to take a moment just to point some of them out over the fights that we've already talked about with like specific game plans and shit. So we have Terrence McKinney over a half takedown at minus 125. Like that.
Oh, that's getting bet right now.
Alvin Hines, one takedown plus 150. I like that.
That's getting bet right now.
Then we got, they're the only two I saw right now. Hyder Amil, one takedown, minus 125.
I might not bet that one, but that's a good pick.
Jack Hermansson, one takedown, plus 110.
I think he gets slept before it happens.
Agreed.
And then, yeah, like he just said, but Beneil Dariush, he likes the under. The over is minus 165. Brandon Royval, one takedown, plus 130.
I like that one a lot.
Hammer.
Yeah, some of these takedown lines are looking good right now. Kai Kara France for a takedown, plus 275. That's like a sleeper, I guess.
No.
There's no way Kai Kara France is shooting on Pantoja. If he shoots, bro, he's stupid as fuck.
He's getting subbed instantly.
For real.
sleeper thing. But we'll keep
You know
it.
how Mortal Kombat, flawless victory? That's flawless
Yeah,
sub,
he would literally, bro. If he goes for a takedown on Pantoja,
Ilya
like if
Topuria.
you go, put it this way: if he goes for a takedown on Pantoja, just live bet Pantoja with everything you got in your bank account. Put it that way.
Ilya Topuria, half takedown plus 275. Same exact odds for Charles Oliveira. But
I think that fight is gonna be stand up, bro. I
yeah,
don't think it's gonna
I do
last
too.
long.
I do
100%.
too. But
100%.
for almost 3-1, it's something to look at with their
Yeah.
credentials. But we'll move on from this fight with the Dariush Moicano fight and look at
I didn't even give my prediction.
Oh, you didn't?
I was
Oh
I
yeah,
was
we
the
asked you,
whole
and then you
week.
were gone.
The whole week I was on Benil, bro.
You were on Benil the whole time. You said.
My bad, bro. I keep getting a phone call. I was on Benil the whole entire time for like the past 2 weeks because he was a plus 180. And I'm like, bro, how the fuck is this nigga a plus 180? It should be literally pick 'em. And now look, closer to fight week, it's literally a pick 'em. And I'm just trying not to be biased, bro, because I fucking love Moicano and I think like he's amazing and we need another fucking post fight interview with him, post fight speech. But bro, I don't know, man. Like you guys are saying, this is gonna be a straight up stand up bout. I don't think anybody's gonna try to shoot. If anybody does shoot, I feel like it'll be Moicano, but it's not gonna work. I don't know. This fight is dead ass tricky as fuck. Since the value went down on Benil, I don't really want to take him at a minus 105. At that point, I'd rather just take Moicano.
Yeah. So yeah. Is that's what you got? What's your favorite pick on that fight?
My favorite pick is most likely going to be Moicano money line, just because of the simple fact that it's pick 'em odds now.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, so
Moicano wants money.
move on to another fire bout, another close bout. There's a lot of 50-50 contested bouts, a lot of live betting opportunities. I feel like this is one of the biggest times that you want to hop in gems to get these live reads. But we'll go over to Josh Van versus Royval. Uh, I might be on the lonely island over here, but I'm gonna speak my piece because I think that you guys are all on Royval. So it's not that I'm loving Josh Van, but the way that I see this fight is like I went into the hyperbolic film chamber thinking, all right, Royval, like how am I gonna convince myself into betting on Royval? And then I watch like the film and I see him with a lot of weaknesses in his striking. Uh, he has a good jujitsu game, but he's not an aggressive, um, overly aggressive takedown like artist or anything. He's not over here like, getting huge takedown numbers or anything. Josh Van has great hips. So if you're looking at Brandon Royval and you're like, all right, how am I gonna bet on him? And you're looking at all right by points. So you think that he's gonna be able to land the more convincing strikes on the feet? The only way I could see that him winning by points is if he can employ uh, those inside kicks, those outside calf kicks, and fuck up the movement of Josh Van because um, Josh Van's all forward pressure. If you're beating up the legs, Josh Van doesn't throw a lot of kicks. So if he's employing those leg kicks and he's doing that, and he's beating up the legs, and he's making that work into his game, I think he could win this by points. But I don't think that's like if that doesn't happen, that he's not winning by points. If he doesn't kick inside kicks, he's not winning on the feet because he's the slower puncher. He has less power than Josh Van, and he's a worse boxer, and he drops his hands. Like Josh Van has he's one of the best strikers in the division, if not the best boxer in the division. And you've seen Brandon Royval getting touched up by less efficient boxers. I just feel like if he doesn't get takedowns, if he doesn't do front kicks, he's not going to win by points. And the submission threat is like the only way I can see this fight getting to the ground is if Josh Van drops him and follows him to the ground into his guard and gets put into some shit. Because Royval does have some shit in his toolbox, but that's the only way I see this fight getting to the ground is if Royval gets dropped, which I think is highly likely. Because some of the shots he be eating against Brandon Moreno, and I will say Van has more power than Brandon Moreno, and that's not a cold take. A lot of those shots were clean. I think that Josh Van could really hurt Brandon Royval here, and that's why like in these odds, and considering that Josh Van opened up at like minus 250 or something like upwards of that, if we can get him at pick'em numbers, I might take Josh Van. I don't know. That's my official prediction is Josh Van by if I put a official one. Josh Van via or I don't have an official one. Probably decision. I'm not gonna hate on Royval, but I could see him knocking him out. But I'll let Unk take over for this next one.
All right, so yeah, okay, I'm gonna just say why I think Josh Van isn't gonna win as compared to I think Royval has all the tools and has fought the competition and has been around and it just but Josh Van would have to win in his path to victory. He would have to put that pace of those power, they're combinations, but they're also just getting in the pocket and exchanging. But a lot of that is not a high percentage punch. You're doing that to try to just get in on your opponent and try to make it a gritsier fight because you don't have the athletic ability to class the other guy. So if Josh Van starts missing those punches and whiffing and not connecting, the energy that gets sucked out of you when you don't make that kinetic when you hit something, it takes so much more out of you than if you're actually in a fight and hitting someone. I think Royval has the ability to be able to have the movement to not be able to just stand in front of that for the whole time and take barrages, and is going to be smart enough that when Josh Van does what's called the blitz, he's going to be able to hit him with a leg kick here or a check here or a check combo here or there. And he's been around long enough that he's not going to get his back pressed against the fence and absorb all them strikes coming at him. And as the fight goes on, Josh Van is going to get tired throwing, those barrages, and he's going to start stepping into making mistakes of where the ground opens up. And if the fight goes to the ground at all and Josh Van can't get up, it's over. I think Royval, I saw Royval was in Darce choke with somebody that I was watching film, and 100% I thought he was in it, and he wrestled out of it, and that other guy gave his neck for 1 second. It was open for 1 second, and Royval snatched it and subbed him. Bang, bing, done, over. So I think Josh Van would really have to keep that barrage of strikes for 3 rounds, and I just think that is the less likely of winning this fight here. So that's my conclusion.
How do you feel about this hot hand? I know that you feel strongly about this.
Yeah, I mean, I could say a million different things. Age difference. Vaughn is only 23, fought 2 weeks ago. He was just a plus 150 underdog against Tagir Ulanbekov. Royval has only fought dogs in this division. Royval is the all-around better mixed martial artist. I think Vaughn is a faster and more fluid boxer, but I think Royval with his working in leg kicks with his boxing, I think his experience, I think Royval, his last fights being all 5 rounds, he's going to have the cardio edge. I think he's going to push the pace. He's the bigger fighter. I think he's going to initiate clinches and takedowns and make it a dirty fight. And I think he's overall going to push the pace on Vaughn. And honestly, I think he's going to do him dirty. And I think he's the dog of the car 100% at plus 100. I feel you cannot take Royval. Vaughn is 23 years old. He's still green to the UFC. We just watched him get knocked out by Charles Johnson. Look at the resume difference. And for Royval being an underdog, I think you're smoking dick if you're not taking Royval.
Understandable. Hold up, we have someone in chat right now. One of our premium subscribers. We got Lord Grundle with the only thing that has me somewhat concerned about Royval is those back-to-back concussions that set him out of the manual fight. That
I didn't even know about that.
That wasn't mentioned.
Yeah, I didn't hear nothing about it.
I don't think
Breaking news here, man. We don't know what do we.
We'll get back to that in a second, but let Mo speak his piece, and then we'll touch on it as a whole.
The value is on Royval here, 100%, just because he's simply the underdog. Number one, he's like number one in the weight class. I think I'm a huge Van fan. Like, I would love for him to win and take that number one spot, be next for the title shot. It's too soon for him, bro. It's way too soon. He lost me some money 2 weeks ago because I had the fight going to the distance, and motherfucker got the knockout with 50 seconds left. So that sucked, but he did amazing, yo. He was fucking like watching him in person, bro. He's so fucking slick and fluid, so technical, fast as fuck. Like, bro, that kid is a demon, bro. I don't know, like you guys said, if Royval doesn't implement those leg kicks and throw off his footwork, he's gonna get pieced up on the feet badly. But for a pick that I'm looking at on this fight, if you look at the stats, every time Joshua Van fights somebody who's really good, put it that way, he gets under 100 strikes every single time. He's only gotten over 100 strikes 1, 2, 3. He's gotten it.
Yeah, he broke up for a second, but yeah, the under 100 strikes. Take a look at those odds right now on DraftKings. See what his line is. Significant strikes, if you're looking at him, 97.5. And that's significant. And
Oh shit! I got a phone call and got muted. I was still talking. Fuck.
you're good. I was looking up the odds for it. We have 97.5 on DraftKings at Pick'em, obviously.
Yeah, and every time he fights somebody who's really good, he doesn't get over that 100 mark. You know what I mean?
And he doesn't
Bruno
throw kicks and
Silva,
stuff.
horrible defense. Cody Durden gets fucking violated by everybody. Edgar Charaz, he uses his chin as defense.
Bro,
Fucking
Charez was put in a fight against Vaughn too. Like that was like a
no, yeah,
decently
but
close
what
fight.
I'm trying to say is like he doesn't really have good defense. That's the only reason why Van landed over 100 strikes. Like if he had better defense, he was not landing that, and he was most likely winning the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Charles Johnson
did see
got
that.
outstruck. He only had 67 strikes. Felipe Buenez, he's fucking garbage, and he only had 83 strikes, but that's because he got the knockout in round 2.
Yeah,
Borjas,
none of that's gonna matter if this cat's got 2 concussions. Because I just read the article. If yous didn't, it said he couldn't even form sentences 2 months ago.
huh?
Josh, man, I'm back against the wall, spraying guns out, flavor.
I don't know what to do now. It says his neurological capabilities were impaired and he couldn't form sentences 2
And
months
Josh
ago.
Van hits like a fucking truck.
I don't think he would be fighting though if like the
Yes,
concussion was that
bro.
serious.
How many fighters do that shit? What do you need?
No, I'm reading it.
Bro, but you gotta realize he's holding the number 1 spot and he's going against number 13. He knows if he loses, he's in some deep shit. I don't think he would have took the fight. You know what I mean?
Like he had to take the fight, or they would have been pissed.
I feel like
Nah.
he had to take. I feel like
Plus,
he.
plus, plus, Royval was already training for a better striker, and
In top,
what's his
yeah,
name? Manel K.
that's how I
He's a
feel.
way better striker than
And
Vaughn, bro.
Josh Van,
Like
I don't know
Vaughn's
if
a
it wait. I
better
don't know about
boxer,
weight. I don't know
but
about
Cop,
that. I don't
bro,
know
he
about that.
mixes it up so much better.
And
I
Koff
don't know
is
if I
way
agree.
stronger in my opinion.
I don't know if I
I have
agree
no
with him
idea
being the
what to
better
do now.
boxer than Josh Van. Not gonna lie. I think that Josh Van might be the best boxer in the division.
He is the best
Boxer,
boxer
yes.
in the division,
Boxer,
but not
yes.
best striker. He
Yeah,
doesn't throw any
yeah,
kicks. He doesn't
yeah.
throw any
I
leg kicks.
understand.
He
Yeah,
doesn't throw any knees.
I
No
agree.
elbows. It's just straight boxing.
I agree.
When we put the picks up, put a line next to my name.
Well, you're not picking.
This says he couldn't form sentences 2 months ago.
Okay,
I have no idea.
so your pick
I
is
have no
clear.
idea. I'm out.
I'm already all in on Royval, bro. I'm already
I'm out.
invested.
I'm out.
He underdog, bro. You gotta take it. Like you don't gotta nuke it, but Royval being a dog against the 23-year-old
Listen,
up and
even if you
comer,
do take Royval, Van starts off every single fight in the first round trying
slow
to
as
read
hell,
his
bro.
opponents.
Slow as hell. Yeah, he
Yeah,
starts
he tries
slow,
to
bro.
read his opponents. So at the end of the day, even if you take Royval at an underdog pre-fight, as soon as round 2 starts, slam Van fucking money line. He's gonna be like plus 250 after the first round. I promise you guys that.
Yeah.
That was a big point. I'm glad Lord Grundle came up with that interesting fact to get our brains stirred up and to get you guys worried as fuck. Because I don't really have a stake in this fight yet. I'm probably gonna take Josh Van. Well, not now. I'm definitely taking Josh Van. Now, I wasn't going to wager him before, I think, until maybe live. But I still might not, but I'm probably going to bet him now, just off of blind faith of him hitting like a fucking freight train, and this dude throwing up the Tula 2 months ago. So...
At equilibrium goes, bro. Royval ain't doing shit.
So yeah, did everyone speak their piece? I'm pretty sure on that. Yeah, everyone did.
Yeah.
So we're split. Obviously, I think I'm on my lonesome with Josh Van, but that fact that we just let
Shout
him
out
definitely throws
Grundle.
a wrench. Yeah, Grundle with the nice fun fact. Now we got co-main event flyweight title fight between Alexandre Pantoja and Kai Kara France. So I'll let one of you guys start off with this because I still I want to hear some information. Obviously, I'm still taking Pantoja, but I still haven't fully completed tape.
Pantoja
These
by
guys.
sub, rear naked choke.
Yeah, I thought automatically my read, but I still want to back it up with a little bit more tape.
Listen, don't get me wrong. Kai Car France at a plus 250 is great odds. You know what I mean? But Pantoja he shows there's levels to this shit every time he gets in that cage.
Literally think that Kai Kara France can't win a decision, and he won't get a sub, and he has a puncher's chance. He somehow has this like crazy overhand that he's knocked people out with, but dude, Pantoja he's a killing machine. Like official pick Pantoja by sub.
Yeah, Pantoja inside the distance. How you feeling, hot hand?
I'm pretty sure Kai Car France was training with what's his name, Gordon Ryan, the BJJ cat. So that kind of makes me iffy because look at Gordon Ryan. He was just training with JDM before his fight with Bilal, and JDM looked good against takedown defense and everything of that nature. Now on the feet, Kai Car France is the way better striker. When it comes to cardio, it's Pantoja, grappling, Pantoja, the chin, Pantoja. Like Pantoja is a killer. I mean, I think he was the number one lock on his last fight when he fought Kai Kara France or not Kai Kara France, Kai Ascarora. And that motherfucker ran across the octagon and flying kneed him off rip, and he's a big cat. If he's eating that, bro, I think he's eating anything Kai Kara France
Listen,
throws.
bro, not
So
even
I'm
that, bro.
taking
Not even that. Did you see the fight with Brandon Moreno where like it was literally the craziest war ever, and they were fucking hitting each other with bombs, and none of them were like, especially Pantoja. He was not flinching.
Yeah, Craig Jones. Yeah, Craig Jones.
Oh yeah, that he's a big he's a big steroid guy. I'm pretty sure in the
Craig
jiu-jitsu
Jones is
world.
a loser.
Yeah,
I think
that's
I just
who
saw
I
a
have him at.
grappling
But
I saw a grappling match. I think I was taping for Phil Rowe, and he got into a grappling match with him recently, and he hit like a triangle or something off the wall like on Phil Rowe. It didn't foul.
Nah,
So
that was a long ass time ago.
yeah, but I saw that tape because it was on Fight Pass. I know, but
Yeah, that was a minute ago. I'm not gonna lie.
and
But
told you though,
Craig Jones has a lot of submissions
sub
over you.
slash KO.
yeah, the finish is live. I don't think this is going all 5 rounds. Akar France isn't dead in the water. I think he has a little bit more than a puncher's chance, but I think Pantoja a little bit,
Listen,
another level
my
above.
take on this fight is if anybody wants to take Kai Kara France, the best bet possible for him is you go over to the where is it at? Let me tell you exactly before I even say it. You go over to the fight and you go to the KO only. That's Kai Kara's best chance to win and your best way to bet because I don't see Pantoja knocking him out, and that's the only way I see Kai Kara France winning. It's minus 120 for Kai Kara France KO only money line. If decision or submission happen, it voids.
Yeah, I like that. Like
Minus 120.
if you want to play on the Kai Kara France side, if you're a fan of him,
Yeah, if that's how you want to, like, if you think Kai Kara France is gonna win, that's the best possible way to bet this fight because he's not winning a decision. That's number one, and he's not getting submission. Like, he's not getting a submission, 100%.
yeah, I agree with that. So we're all pretty much on Pantoja. I think there's some slight value on Cara France's line, but not really even. I think Pantoja's minus 250 is what? That's a little bit over 70% implied. So I think he wins this fight more than 7 out of 10 times. Around 7.5, like 75%. But yeah, he's under minus 300. So I think there's value on Pantoja's line, actually. I think he's a worthy parlay piece on the money line, too. He's not like juiced to like triple kills. But
Yo. Jackson McVey was the underdog, right?
Yeah, plus 130.
He's minus 155 right now, and
Huh?
No.
Christopher Ewert is plus 130.
He's still plus 130 for me on DraftKings.
Yeah, I have him plus
I'm looking
130.
on ESPN. That's
got
why I thought
McVey.
it changed. Yeah, that's my fault. That's my fault.
McVey's
Yeah, I
plus
was about
130
to throw this shit right now.
Wait,
I was
did you
gonna
get?
say, whoa, hold on.
Wait, is that actually what the line is on ESPN?
Yeah, that's what ESPN is showing.
Yo,
right
So does
now.
that
Mike,
indicate? I'm about to check
Mike,
the
can
line
you,
movement. Yeah.
yeah, can you check that website and let me know, like, because if he's the favorite on most cards, I'm gonna take him as an underdog right now.
The odds are dropping on McVey, but he's still a dog. He went up to like plus 135 at the height. He's plus 130 right now. I got him at plus 130 right now. I'm bet 365 up on my hand right now.
No, yeah, on DraftKings he's plus 132. I'm saying like on that website,
Yeah,
if you could check all
the movement's kind of flat. Like it went up. Jackson McVey was at he opened up, or he was at upwards of plus 150. He opened up at minus 225, and he went up to plus 130. So he opened up as the minus 225 favorite, and now he's the dog.
that's actually crazy.
I think I like Jackson McVey, but that's obviously what I was saying before. Is that's a 1-800-GAMBLER fight, but I will be gambling on that fight, probably live.
Yeah, I'm thinking the value is on McVay. I'm just gonna take him. Honestly, fuck it.
Go to the main event championship fight.
Max is riding with McVay, baby. Shout out Max.
Oh, Max typed in the cord. Yeah, shout out Max.
Yeah.
He's our NRL rugby capper from for down under New South Wales representing.
Yo, Mike.
What's up?
Where's my capper logo at, bro? Pass me my capper logo, man.
I got you.
Me out here.
I got you with it. I got you after
Need
this.
to see that money
This is
sign next
done.
to my name.
This shit's fire, right? We just got those.
Yeah, I like it. It was cool. I was like, wait, why don't I have that?
I got you. But we'll go over to this main event. Ilya Topuria, Charles Do Bronx. And I think that it's just it brings a tear to my eye when I'm about to say what I'm about to say. Ilya Topuria is probably gonna send this guy to the shadow realm. That's what I really think is gonna happen. I think that hold up, Max chimed in again from over in Australia. He said I chucked a $50 bonus bet on Ilya by sub so I can end my parlays with a knockout prop already hedged. Fire. That's actually a smart way to you can get plus money on the sub. I like this fight, Ilya to finish him within the first 2 rounds. But you can get some value on DraftKings if you mess around with the round props and you're messing around with time and you like get knockout. He's like knockout and Ilya Topuria by knockout in under like 19.5 minutes is like minus 175 or something. That's playable. Or not minus 175, like minus 155 or something. I don't know. You have good value if you start messing around with the line. It just if you don't think this fight's going the distance, which I don't. I don't think this fight's going to the championship rounds. I think Ilya.
I just hold on, Mike. I just cooked up some fire shit for since you said that same game parlay. I got a nice minus 120 Ilya Topuria money line fight ending KO and under 3.5 minutes. I mean under 3.5 rounds. My bad.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think I have something similar. I think I have the same exact thing, but in minutes
I
or
just
seconds.
hope he doesn't sub him, bro, because you know Ilya's cocky as fuck. He's gonna try to fucking sub the guy who has the most subs in the UFC.
I feel like since Charles has already been subbed, he's not gonna really try to prove it as much, and he wants to show his power translates at 155. Because a lot of people are saying that his power is not translating at 155, and he's already said that he's gonna break Charles's chin. So we'll see if he can find the shot. I doubt anyone in here. I know Unc was hinting at being that guy about being Charles Du Bronx. But
Don't do it to yourself, bro.
don't do it, bro. You might as well just fucking go buy beer for homeless people instead of betting money on Charles Oliveira.
I'm not. I got nothing to say, bro. I think Ilya mops him up.
I think Ilya is possibly one of the big, and I think that because he's like minus 450 on some books. So like minus 450 is still less than 85% implied probability. Like that's I think he wins this fight more than 85% of the time. So I think there's still value on his money line somehow. So like, if you can take the money line in a parlay, I like usually that's a juice leg and people don't like that, but I really do not see any world where Ilya Topuria loses this fight. I think that his leg is an automatic anchor. Like you could put that shit on anything, even if like it's juiced. Like it's not juiced because the odds are represented properly. Or I think there's value, honestly, personally. I think it's still fucking plus EV at minus 450. So you take
Bro,
that how
I
you
know
want to.
people. I know people who are literally like they're throwing so much money on Ilya Topuria, even at a minus
It's
500.
free.
So
It's
like, there
free
still
money.
is value.
I
Bro, they're
literally,
literally
it's better than
like
a
I know
savings
people
account.
who are throwing 50K on it.
Like instead of putting money in your S&P 500, go and put money on Ilya Topuria money line, and you are gonna make a
Amen.
return on investment. That is not advice. That's not investment advice.
Facts.
That's
No, that's
not.
investment facts.
That's not legal or registered investing advice.
But I'm doing that probably.
Licensed
Max,
investing
send
advice.
it. Send it.
Max said, "Can I send a photo in here? I got some alright markets for an Ilya knockdown." Yeah, let's see. I think you could. Yeah, here you just sent it. I'm looking at it right now. One knockdown for Ilya, 1.4. That's around like what, like minus 160? Is that like around there? Minus 170? What's the 1 point? I can't translate the odds off the top of my head. Let me see. 1.5 is like a minus 165, I think. So that's like minus 180 ish for a knockdown. Oh, the bottom one, two knockdowns for plus 210. Ilya Taporia to land a knockdown in round one, plus 180. One plus knockdown in round one by either fighter, plus 150. And then, yeah, like I said before, Ilya Taporia to land a knockdown plus, or 1.53. So I think that's around minus 165 off the top of my head. Because, us Americans don't use the decimals. But yeah, I think there's value on some of those. How do you guys feel about those, the knockdown props? Can you guys hear me?
Does the knockdown still count? Like if he goes down and goes right out, does that still count as the
No,
knockdown?
no.
If what? If he gets
Yeah,
knocked out, it counts as a it
I
counts as a
don't think I'm
knockdown.
touching the knockdown.
If he gets knocked out, doesn't it count as a knockdown?
Yeah,
I
if he
don't
gets
think.
knocked out, it doesn't count as a knockdown. The only way it
I
counts
don't
as a
know if it
knockdown
does.
if he gets dropped and then Ilya Taporia goes on top of him and ground and pounds him.
So I can see it.
I don't know, bro. Like
Bro,
You
Ilya
think Charles is getting
Taporia
shadow rounds?
has fucking one hitter
I
Twitter
do.
power, bro. I wouldn't risk that.
But yeah, bro. Ilya has I'm call me crazy, the best boxing in the UFC.
100.
He's also the pound for pound number one in the UFC.
No, Islam
Yeah,
Pound
Makhachev.
for pound number one, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, but I agree with
bro.
everything.
Islam
Maybe
Makhachev.
I'm biased. Ilya is my favorite, but I think Ilya beats Islam.
Yeah, is Ilya, bro? Listen, I'm like literally like one of the biggest Ilya Taporia fans ever. If it wasn't for Bilal, that would be my favorite fighter right now. Well, he still is my favorite fighter because Bilal is a bitch right now. You know what I mean? So
Fuck Canelo Hines.
I'm not biased as fuck when it comes to like making picks like that, and I was prepared to bet on Islam against Ilya, so I'm just gonna keep it a buck.
I mean, like, look at Ilya, like what Max just said, how he feels Charles willingly falls down. Look at like Ilya when he fought what's that BJJ bull's name, like Ryan Hall
Ryan,
or something.
yeah,
Yeah. Look how that went. Like he waited for. He's like, come up, come up, come up. When he got done fucking playing around, he hammer fisted his head through the canvas. Bro, Ilya's gonna
Ryan
kill
Hall
Charles.
invented a
Hopefully
bunch of
Charles
leg
gonna
locks
drop that.
too, and Ilya said, "I'm gonna put your head through the canvas."
Terrence McKinney's line
Yeah.
moving. It's at minus 150 now.
Who?
Terrence McKinney.
Nice. That's good for us, honestly.
And yo, the McVey line is kind of moving, but like not to wherever the fuck ESPN was saying it is. ESPN just has it flipped.
Yeah, I was like, what?
But
Yeah, I was about to slam McVey from now if that's what the line movement was.
the Benil Dariush and Renato Moicano fight, pick 'em.
Yo, where's these fights at too, by the way?
This is in Las Vegas. They're in the T-Mobile Arena.
Okay. Yeah, so we got the big octagon too, so that's good for the strikers, not the grapplers here.
Yeah, now we gotta fly over tomorrow. Lock in. Oh yeah, don't forget we got some PFL tomorrow and some Cage Warriors. I'm cooking up for the Cage Warriors too. Cage Warriors 190.
Yo, I'm retired from PFL and Cage Warriors, bro. I get cooked on these no names.
Yeah, that's
I'm only betting PFL. I don't even have Cage Warriors.
365.
What time is Cage Warriors?
It's at 2:00 tomorrow. 3:00. Around there.
Okay.
Wait, you said PFL's at 2:00 tomorrow?
No, Cage Warriors.
Oh.
But
they got Sergio Pettis fighting.
Yeah, he's gonna die.
Since we got
Hey, anybody
4 people,
listening? I got a sweet parlay out for PFL. Go follow me.
All right, bet. Yeah, what's your at on Twitter?
Oh, on Twitter.
Oh, that's what you just said. I thought you said that you had a thing on Twitter. Go follow him. My bad. I'm looking at
MMA Profits.
All right. Yeah, go follow all of us out there. Do you even have a Twitter?
Yeah, but it's like a personal Twitter.
Oh yeah, gotta lock in with the MMA Twitter. What about yours, Hot Hand?
I think my shit's just HotHandMMA.
Yeah, and you don't follow me, so follow me back. Wow, can't believe we're friends.
And then I got.
I haven't been on that shit in probably like 3 months.
All right, so let's make it a parlay quick.
Bring them back.
What's your favorite money lines? Give me your favorite money lines. Minus 400 max. No, not even minus 400. You can make it in the minus threes. Max. Most confident. Your most confident one.
Most confident pick.
Yeah.
RoboCop 218.
All right. Anyone could say whatever. It's for all of us.
Royval
Most confident pick, Ilya
7.5.
Topuria by KO or submission, minus 250.
Yeah, you could take that. I was gonna take that too before, but yeah, you could take Ilya Topuria by finish. Yeah, RoboCop. I'm gonna take Pantoja at minus 2. I'm looking where the best odds are right now, like minus 240, something around there. Yeah, around there.
And Hot Hand's dying with Royval.
Plus 7.5.
Sorry.
No, we're running money lines. We're running the money lines.
Oh, just money line. Money line.
The only reason that we did the Ilya one.
I'm not gonna lie though, Mike. That Royval plus 7.5 pick is a great parlay piece. I don't see Van finishing him.
Yeah, no, I
that's hitting 100%.
I could see it, but it's low probability.
Plus 7.5 for Royval is minus 310.
All right, let me look at these lines. We got RoboCop. We got Ilya Topuria by finish. Double chance. And we got RoboCop, Alexandria Pantoja. I'm surprised you're not taking Money Moicano, Unc.
Yo, listen, that's my boy, but you said what is my most confident money line pick? RoboCop's gonna come in there, smash, and Hermansson's going out on a stretcher.
All right, so we need Hot Hand. What do you want, Hot Hand? Most confident.
I said Diniz.
Oh, Diniz? Okay, bet.
Yeah.
Diniz, whatever his name is. So yeah, you're getting this 4-legger at plus 270. It's a little bit juicy.
Yo, if you want to add these two other picks to it, I just made like the same parlay but with two more picks. I put the Terrence McKinney and Slavoklos fight over a half a round, minus 300.
Okay.
And then I
we're all agreed on that.
Did you add the Royval pick?
No, we didn't.
Take Diniz out, bro. Royval plus 7.5 is better than Diniz money line.
All right. Take that. Royval plus 7.5. It's on DraftKings, by the way. Everyone who's watching this, as we're cooking this, that's mine. Yeah, it's better odds. So yeah, we got Pantoja, we got Ewert Topuria knockout, we got Rodrigues, we got the half round. We're at a bit juicy.
I'm at plus 390 right now with 5 picks.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
I like this parlay a lot.
Yeah, because I don't see Ilya. I feel like that leg's locked up pretty much. Knockout or sub. Pantoja, I feel like he's getting the dub. Robocop, not a super lock, but a pretty high confidence play there that he can find the chin of the crumbling Jack Hermansson.
He's killing him.
He's
killing him.
Even if he doesn't find the chin, I could still see him winning a decision, honestly.
I think the Terrence McKinney leg might be the sketchiest one out of all.
Really?
No, out of all
I feel
of them,
like,
no.
I feel like that's a lock, bro. I don't see that shit ending that fast.
I see all of them as pretty high percentage plays. I'm just saying the one that I, off the top of my head, looking at as the one that would make me think twice. But I like the round 2 to start in that fight anyway. I'm just saying that Terrence McKinney could do the classic run over and get some fucking bullshit 40-second finish like he did for his whole career. So that's always
I don't see that happening against Borshchev.
I don't either. I don't either, but I've seen some insane shit happen in the octagon. So that's why I'd say that out of all the picks that I'm looking at on the parlay, that'd be the one that I'm the least confident about. Even though
it could either be the easiest one or kill us.
Yeah, honestly, that's how it goes. So for anyone watching this, I'm gonna repeat them out so you guys can read it. Ewert Topuria knockout submission minus 280. Pantoja money line. Greg Rodrigues money line over a half round or 2.5 minutes, whatever you can get. If you can't get the half round and you're trying to force it, don't do it. Don't force it. Get the cheaper odds and then play the round 2 to start like straight at plus money. Then you got Brandon Royval plus 7.5, and if you can't get that Brandon Royval plus 7.5, the alternate pick would be Diniz money line, which was Hot Hands' original pick. So not everyone out there can get alternate lines or spreads. So if you want to substitute it, Diniz is a high confidence play as well. You're getting that around 4-1, no matter which way you spin it. So that's a solid parlay from the boys. Me and Unc were the duo last week, and we cashed ours with flawless accuracy, first round finish, and a 50-45. But hopefully we can have the best and the same result here. It's been great again here in Vegas. We got the whole crew here. I think this is possibly our best stream overall with the fluidity and how much shit we spit out. So I hope everyone cashes, and we'll see you guys on fight night.